Hello kids and welcome back to Life in the Woods. I do have to say, I know at the end of last episode I said that, yesterday evening I'm gonna go and put Angelica back in here and remove Bedium just so, we have a more stable frame rate in our house. And then look into shaders and all that. I did not do that. I apologize, I will be doing it today. I thought I might still do it this morning, but I did not sleep well. Like lately my sleep has been pretty bad again. To be fair, I also do stay up a little longer than I should, and then I go back to bed in the morning, which kind of ruins the short effect of my ADHD meds currently. And then I also had a headache. It's been a little rough, okay? What can I say? But I will look into that later today. I think we're gonna actually, we still have some quartz. What would be another light block? I think quartz is honestly our best bet when it comes to bright. Maybe the fake marble could still be a thing. I think I do like the look of quartz. I would like to get started on the next apartment complex, and I looked at some references and I kind of want to combine everything that I saw, so aka we're gonna sit here for 5 episodes and cry. But that's currently the plan. Oh, the dog is scratching her ear. Oh, you're so cute. I had to say, thankfully, the headache did go away, and currently I do feel pretty good. I got groceries, which was pretty okay, and I did manage to buy most things that I needed. There were 2 things I didn't manage to get for a new recipe that I want to try out today. They need wait, it's the torch. It's usually the torch. Of course, I ran around with the torch in my hand. Couple things I want to say real quick. Over the years I've gotten a lot more into Asian cuisine just because it's absolutely incredible. And something that we really like is, just throwing some, what are they called? I forget the name now. Sometimes Lidl has these Asia weeks, and then they have chow mai noodles. So we really like throwing those in a wok and adding a bunch of veggies and stuff. And I also I made it once, but I understood why people like it so much. Making crispy tofu in the air fryer. I was always a little suspicious of that, but everyone was praising it, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna give it a try finally, and I really liked it. And surprise, surprise, my boyfriend, who is not the biggest tofu fan, fiance now, I apologize. He also liked it. And okay, short yapping before we start building, because if I start talking about this while we are trying to figure out how we're gonna have this building look, we won't be getting anything done. So, while we were on our London vacation, the day we arrived, and we went to our hotel, and our hotel was near Aldgate East, and it was my first time using the City Mapper app. And when we were standing there at the airport, it was so confusing because there were so many different things shown and I didn't really understand anything. But we were able to take the Elizabeth line from Heathrow to Whitechapel, which is 800 meters away from Aldgate East or so. I mean, maybe a bit more, but it was a 10-minute walk. It was fine. But while we were walking around, the boyfriend saw a ramen store, and he was like, "Oh, Kiwi, can we get a ramen today?" I was like, "Yes, sure. Do you remember where it was? What the name was?" And he was like, "Nah." So I don't know if the place we ended up going to was the one that he originally saw, because we did pass by there, I'm pretty sure, on the search for the hotel. But I went on Google Maps and I looked for ramen places, and then also obviously checked if they have something vegan. And there was a ramen place basically next to our hotel, 1 minute walk. And it appears to be a chain that has like a couple other locations in London, and maybe might be mixing that up with another thing now, but maybe also like in Manchester or something. But if you have a koi ramen bar, I recommend. They have absolutely amazing food. We only got like the miso ramen, and that was incredible. And something that I had always wanted to try, because a lot of my friends were like praising it and recommending it, was gyoza. I told the boyfriend about it before, and he was like, nah, that looks suspicious to me. I don't think I really want that. And I think a month or maybe 2 months ago, we were at the wholesale store, and they had vegan frozen gyoza there. Fun fact, my grocery store now also apparently has the exact same brand, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna grab a bag. Maybe at some point I'll just make it when we have something where it could fit, and I'm just gonna throw it at him. So, we're in London, day one, we're at the ramen bar, and the boyfriend's looking at the menu, and he's like, oh, well, gyoza, that looks good. And I look at him, and I'm like, bro, I've been wanting to make this for ages, and you always said it's sus. So we ordered gyoza. We both fell in love. I think over 13-day or like 11-night stay, I think we went to the ramen place like 5 times. There was, I think, one time we only got gyoza, but other times we at least got like one miso soup that we would like share a little or something, or sometimes we both get something. Like it was, oh my god, I love that place. So today I am going to try my very, very best to make some like miso style ramen with the gyoza that I bought a while ago. I'm a little scared. Yeah, also taking screenshots slowly, that's also something that's happening with Bedium, which I think you can turn it off somewhere in the settings, but I don't know, dude. I think we'll go back to Angelica, maybe there, to look for another shader, because I would like a better frame rate at our house. To be fair, something that we could maybe do is, once I finally update my graphics card, that might help a little, but in theory, you know, while I don't have the newest graphics card these days, it should be able to run Minecraft at least with like 50 frames in our house, in my opinion. Yeah, for some reason like the rendering is a bit weird. But yeah, just looking around what kind of colors we've gone for in the surrounding area here. Actually, let's just do this for now. And this is just gonna be like a very, very, very rough draft of how things could look. So, a lot of apartment complex builds that I looked up had like things kind of standing out. Similar to, you know, how we have that roof part standing out a bit there, or I think over at the hotel, I think it's like the windows that are like a little, you know, like that. And that is something that I saw in a lot of pictures that gave it like a lot of crap. A lot of good looking style, in my opinion. Do want to keep the lantern here. Already struggling. So let me just need a bigger hotbar, honestly. Just for like a rough draft. Also, like, is it just me, or are the blocks like sort of invisible and outlined for a split second when we place them? Like, wait, we're doing this one too deep. Or like one too far out, I mean. You know? And like everything reloads when we place them. I don't like that. I want to go back to Angelica. Even though that will come with its own struggles again, but maybe I can figure something out. I don't know. I was really happy when I was like looking around with Angelica and Shader leaving weird shadows with shelves, and then I found like this mod called Angelica Shader Fix, and I was like, oh my god, yes! And I opened the Cursed Forge page, and it's like, I'm very, very sure it was on that one. I might be completely mistaken, but I believe it was like the first top part of the mod was like, this is no longer being maintained, last update, and I look at it, it was like 3 days ago, and I was like, heck yes. And it did absolutely nothing. it didn't help. It was a little sad. I think this could maybe be sort of a vibe, but it's gonna be kind of hard to properly put together. I'm not against possibly putting balconies here on the upper levels. Oh, these people are gonna lose their nice view. Well, construction's ruining everything. Couple of screenshots before. We're gonna have the place looking not so nice. Like, this is just like a little rough draft right now, you know? Doesn't mean this is what we're 100% gonna end up doing. I apologize for all the stuff glitching in the background. This is not really what I was trying to go for here today, but yeah. Then we maybe do that. Have the door like this, sort of. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. And as much as it breaks my heart, I think we're gonna move this a tiny bit. Where did the lantern set? Thank you. I mean, this is all filled with stuff. I don't want to just place it so far back, and like technically this was a pretty good spot. You do have a lantern there, so for now I'd say we just put it there. Maybe we'll also put one here in the end. Hard to say right now. Maybe like this. I don't know if we're going like too bulky right now, but I do want space inside the apartments too, you know? Because with that I felt like, oh, this is gonna be so massive, and then we had like no space in there. So I would like to maybe kind of avoid that if possible. Oh, crap! I don't want to go further in, you know? We have wheatgrass there. What if on this side we do... No, that doesn't work. It would have to be there. What am I trying to do right now? I'm confusing myself, honestly. Let's imagine... But that doesn't make sense. If I say let's imagine a path would end there already... Because... You know? Wait. I can do that. And then... it goes here. Right? Right? Yeah. Oh, math. That was too hard. Like I said, okay, it's been a day already. It has been a day where these would probably end up being small apartments, like one on this side, sort of. Or maybe we'll only have 3 apartments per level to give them all a bit more space. But what I could imagine right now is... Then you stare into these people's houses, that's also weird, but possibly adding a balcony there and, you know, taking the wall back more inside and working with that somehow? Question mark? Hope everyone is having a nice day and is staying hydrated, doesn't have a headache, and other important things that can turn life to quite the struggle. Now we have 3 on each side. We could try that. It's not gonna look good, is it? And I mean, the first floor isn't gonna have anything like that anyway. Yeah, it might be nice to leave a bit more space, at least on one side. Maybe we could even fit in a small tree here, who knows. So, this would be the rough draft of this, and... I have feelings about it. Nice thing though is with the balcony we could possibly work with like iron bars and put them on these blocks, you know what I mean? That they have like these full blocks here as their balcony instead of this being fenced off and then you have like this tiny little space. I think what also could be nice here is having a staircase into the place. Everything is a little higher again, as I really like the vibe that gives to builds. The glitching does drive me insane. I do very much apologize. I want to check if with the resort we had... what's the word? Any like chisel? No, we just had clean quartz for the whole thing. Okay. Hello, leaves. Alright. Torch. I currently feel like we're gonna change a lot of this. Just from the current feelings that this is giving me. I know these don't properly connect. If we were to use these for like the bottom level, how would that look? Actually not so bad. I actually kinda like that. I think we're gonna do the bottom level with this. And then put normal oak on top. But the colors don't work well together, I think. Might work better if we were to just use logs in this case. Saying this with a lot of uncertainty. I also don't know about these pillars, but I just want to have the entrance looking nice, you know? And right now I don't really know how to fully go on about this, truth be told. We do definitely need more dark oak, so I think we'll just go home real quick to the base of lag. See, that's not... the second we start like moving the mouse, it becomes problematic. mean, problematic, quote unquote. Just have to set up a little bit. Right now, this is probably just glitching because everything's loading in. Grab the bone. Can make some extra bone meal. But yeah, I'm very happy that we are able to play. Like, still the joy that having this world, and so far having always been able to somehow jump around the issues that were coming up, it makes me so happy. So yeah, do really want to make a longer recording session, most likely tomorrow, mainly also because I would like to have content prepared for the weekend. So on Friday, we're probably gonna meet up with friends. Look at me living my social life again. To, you know, be like, hey, we're engaged, look at the ring, look how fancy, and all those things. Yeah, kinda excited for that in a way. I don't know. I mean, my social desire has been like all over the place. I think part of me is like, I should socialize because it makes me feel very good and I know really amazing people. But then sometimes it's also like, oh my god, socializing is so exhausting. I don't know, dude. So like I'm kind of split on it in a way, but I don't know. I think I look forward to Friday. Might be nice. And then I also have like some other hangout sessions I need to schedule because I've been meaning to do that. And then I might have a little fun thing going on the weekend. Possibly streaming that, but don't quote me on that just yet. I don't know. Lots of nice stuff that is happening, I guess, and I'm just happy, you know. Even though my sleep is, but you know, I mean, in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I do have a appointment with my psychiatrist where I will then mention, like, you know, all my feelings about the current meds, because you know, technically I do like them, but I wish they would last a bit longer. And what I really liked about the first one that I was on is that it needed like an hour to 90 minutes to kick in, versus the ones that I'm now on take like 30-45 minutes. And what was really nice about the other one that I was previously on was I took the meds, and if I was tired, I was able to go back to bed, nap for an hour, and then I wake up fully energized. My problem is I start feeling energized before I fall asleep now, because they start kicking in so fast. Technically that's great, but I'm still very tired by that point. And now, if you know, if it's like if I fall asleep at 3 AM and the alarm goes off at 6, it's very tempting to at least stay in bed a little, you know? So that has been my issue this week, but I will try to work on that next week, you know? This is the first full week back after vacation. Now it's also like a lot of, you know, settling back in, catching up on all the YouTube stuff, fixing Life in the Woods a million times somehow. Like lots of stuff that I wasn't fully expecting, even though I probably should have. Can you? Thank you. Okay. Didn't mean to mind that, but okay. Part of me wanted to keep going until the axe breaks, but this one just it's holding on. It's holding. That was all I had to say, I guess. We have another. Yep. The unbreaking makes it a little bit of a ghost block here and there. Okay, perfect. Okay, we got our oak wood, or dark oak. Got a couple saplings in. Nice. Oh, more saplings, and let's also get that, just to make sure. I think I'll... No, I'm not gonna bring the extras inside. That's too much of a detour. And then the extra bone meal we'll put in there because we always need it. Didn't we also have bone meal in there? Yes, we do. But again, basically nothing left. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see how the gyoza are gonna be today. I feel like they're not gonna live up to the koi gyoza. Like I've been really missing them. You know, like yesterday I even made some instant ramen because, to be fair, I had seen a video, I think the day before that, and someone had like amazing ramen in there, and I was like, damn. And we didn't really have too much stuff to make it look fancy with, so I ended up only like putting in some spring onion, but still incredible. Okay, I will so regret this. We're gonna change the whole thing again next episode, I'm calling it. But somehow I need to start getting a feeling for this. I hope I'm not gonna change my mind and go for smooth planks in the end. Ah, we should maybe, because they already have the basic ones there. At the same time, I don't want to have too many chiseled things around here. I don't know. Oops. But hey, we're finally building something again. Just great. I like that I took another stack instead of finishing the one that we already grabbed half of. Also, I have like a lot of creative energy lately. Like I have so many things that I want to draw. I want to get my gouache back out and paint a little with that, because that was really fun. I mean, I do have a notebook literally just for gouache painting. Did like 1 or 2 paintings in there and then I stopped. Yeah. But I don't know, it's been like so inspiring for me to go on that vacation and see all these things, and it's like I just want to create now. Alrighty. We're just gonna, you know, try things. I might even switch this part to something else, but I don't know, like gray or brown terracotta could be a choice, but I don't know how I'd feel about that really. So we're just gonna, you know, do this for now. And I feel like having your little, I mean, in this case it wouldn't really be a balcony, it would be more of a like a raised patio, I'd say. Might be a little weird right at the sidewalk anyway, so yeah. Okay. Little glitchy flamingo there in the corner of the screen. Glitchy trash cans, glitchy doors, glitchy everything. Okay. It's like this has a lot of potential. But also a lot of potential to go wrong. Horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, actually I think we go back home real quick before we log off, just so that when I do the Angelica set up again and I test out the shaders and all that. But I have the Bibliocraft shelves to see if any settings could magically fix it. Because that's obviously a little bit easier to, you know, figure out if it's working when you are at the problem space rather than across the biome. But yeah, thank you guys very, very much for watching. Fingers crossed that maybe next episode things will run a bit more smoothly and we might, you know, have to switch the shader. And I hope the blinking of our stuff stops with that too, maybe somehow. I don't know. But yeah, thank you very, very much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, whatever time it is for you are. Stay hydrated, stay happy, and yeah, goodbye!